Good morning, children. Here I come once again. Hope you are fine. So, in our previous discussions, in our SST, we had discussions on the life of the people of the Iron Age, what kind of life they were living. Before that, we had the various tools and weapons that we are making. Today we are going to discuss on the Iron Age innovations. So remember, our Prime Minister always says that we should be innovative. Innovative means more creative, take out new things, bring out, invent something new, something which people have not done, something different from what is common. That is what the innovation means, bringing new things, take out or create new things. That is called innovative. So what is the innovations that have taken place during the Iron Age? And Iron Age is completely different from the other ages of the ancient history. Remember that. So this age also show the various innovations which changed the life of the people of Iron Age. Number one is potter's wheel. Second, rotary quern. Third one, wood lathe. Okay, so these three innovations have taken place. New things have come up in the lives of the people. What is that? Potter's wheel, rotary quern, and the wood lathe. What is this potter's wheel? We remember the invention of wheel, or the discovery of wheel, and how man has changed after he has discovered the wheel, the use of wheel. So man is using wheel in making pots. Iron Age period show improvement in the designs of potter's wheel. The faster wheel, a faster wheel was developed that was rotated using feet or a stick. Okay, with the feet they were turning the wheel, or the stick. With that stick they were doing turning the wheel. Once it takes takes the speed, then that enables to make the pottery, and developed called, this is known as, and develops called the throwing. This development of a potter's wheel is known as throwing. What is throwing? Throwing is the fast wheel enabled a new process of pottery making to develop. A fast wheel enabled a new process of pottery making to develop, called throwing. Remember that. Underline. In this method, as the wheel turned, the potters used both hands to shape the clay. Both the hands they were using to shape. I don't know whether you have seen how the potters make the wheel. Then again this is, then they will make like this, and then do like this, and then just make it, and it becomes round things, because wheel is just turning. See in the picture. If you have not seen actually the scene, there will be some idea you will get here. Okay, that is how. So they use both the hands to shape the pot. Both pots made by this technique were generally far more even and symmetrical than the ones that were made earlier. Earlier it was not shaped, not symmetrical, not same, not balanced and all that. Okay, now it is more symmetrical, shaped, fine, looking beautiful. Next one is the rotary quern. Rotary means moving, rotate. Quern. This new domestic tool made grinding grains, made to grind grains into flour. Flour means powder. Making powder. Flour is not flour. much quicker and easier than before. Earlier they were thrashing, they were smashing, right? Smashing, not thrashing, smashing. Now they are rotating, and then when the heavy object, that is called what is that? Rock, a stone, heavy stone is moving over the grain, it becomes powder. Okay, so that is what. So it becomes. Hope you have seen. If you have not seen, you should go one day to the mill. We take some wheat to make the flour. Okay, grain was poured into a hole in an upper stone. The top stone was then turned by a handle. Remember, there are two stones. The below one piece of below piece is static. Static means it will not move, whereas the upper part moves. Okay, upper parts moves. Next one is the next one is the, so there are two parts. Because the lower stone don't move, the grain was crushed, because one becomes static and upper one only moves. That's why the grain gets crushed. Next one is the wood lathe. You might have seen, some of you might have the workshop. Okay, there you might have seen the iron lathe workshop, the factory. Here it is a wood lathe. So first one was not iron lathe, first one was wood lathe. This was the discovery. Wood lathe was a machine used to shape pieces of wood into dishes, bowls and plates. The wood was fixed onto a wooden pole that was turned by a rope. The rope was attached to a foot pedal, so the operator could use this his foot to turn the poles. So pole used to turn, and then as the piece of wood turned round, the operator used the iron knife to shape into different shapes. That's how the wood lathe works. The best example, can you tell me, that you do every time? Can you tell me? I don't know whether you will tell. Best example of wood lathe today you are doing every time, especially class 5. Yeah, now you are this year in class 5. Till last year you were using. This year you will be continuing that. See, you are using the cutter and the pencil. When you turn the wood like this, then it gets into fine cutting. Otherwise you have to with the knife you have to sharpen your make pointed your pencil. What do you do instead of? Take that wood lathe, see that, and then you rotate and then takes it. If like that is wood lathe, you'll be able to make things better, finer. This is very nice, fine, nice looking. Some of you, I know you play all the games in the class. Some of you take the refill, empty refill, and then you make. Then after that you put on the pencil, so that you have better grip. That is good only. But then that becomes, most of the time it becomes the game. It should not be game. Okay, so you make the spring out of that in the cutter you put like this. I have seen, so I know that you play. So this way, the few things that innovation. This is the innovation that we are going to talk. This is a new thing. Show some innovations in your home when you are free. Make something different. Do something different. Not the same way of studying. Different studies. Okay. So I hope you are keeping fine and you will be doing that. Go through this. And the questionnaires I give, that also complete. Okay, do it in CW copy if you have got. Most of you have got. That's why I'm telling you, do it. And then when when you come, I will correct it. Okay, stay safe.